As you can imagine, this year it's very understandable that we actually don't have that many presentations sent in by MBP members because you're all just too busy, really. In Europe, countries have been opening up, allowing the public to visit in the summer, and now schools are going, and people are keener to be in nature, so it's just really, really busy. And for African members, we're going to hear more from them tomorrow. So what I will introduce is just what I mentioned just now with Esther, and actually you can see Esther in that image in the second from the right at the end. The Flyway Youth Forum. So last year at our online annual meeting, if you remember, we heard from Elise Aleli about the youth forum that she was co-organizing in a different flyway, the East Asian Australasian Flyway, with the partnership there. And Chris thought that would be good, and Florian thought it would be good to do one here. So we did. MBP was one of the co-organizers. And last month, about 30 to 40 people aged between 18 and 30 came together for 4 half days of workshops, of presentations. There was networking, there was brainstorming. And out of that, there came a group of Flyway Youth ambassadors. They're working together to sort of synthesize the forum into a declaration. We're going to have that over maybe the next few months. And some of the sessions are already up on the YouTube channel of Wetland Link International, and I'm working on a podcast version as well. So there's lots of outputs from it that we're working on. Obviously, there's lots of other things in the meantime, but by the end of the year, you will still be hearing about the Flyway Youth Forum for this year. I think it was definitely a success. It was a great use of our time, and it will, I think, continue next year as well. The next topic then is the social media guide. So Jelke and I worked on this. And sorry, Rolf is in the waiting room. Jelke, I'm sharing the wrong screen again, aren't I?
That's all right.
Can you see the PowerPoint, or can you see everything?
I see the PowerPoint, yes.
Excellent. So I'll let you go first. Is that what we said?
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, well, Connor is being really modest when we said that we both developed a social media guide, because he has been putting way much time in it, way much more time in it than I have. So most credits to Connor. But yes, we have been developing advanced social media guides after we've done a survey among the MBP members and Yearside members earlier this year. And it's a follow-up on the social media guide for beginners that we did in, was it 2017, 2018? So we'll be, this is the official launch, and we'll be sort of launching one chapter per week. And the chapters focus on behavior change, creating media interest, running campaigns, using staff time or assigning staff time to social media, using statistics to better achieve goals, and online abuse and trolling control, new and reusable content, reaching new visitors, informing nature lovers on certain species, attracting new donors and members. And well, since these were the gaps that the survey identified, we hope that it will be very useful to you. And if there are any other things that you would like to see or hear more on, don't hesitate to let us know.
Yeah, exactly. So
Did
it's
I everything, Connor?
I think more than everything. That was great. Thank you very much. Yes.
You're very welcome.
And also, I think you forgot to mention one of the great contributions from your side, that you managed to get a German social media influencer involved to write one of our chapters on online campaigning. Hans Sonntag. I'm not up on German social media, but I'm sure it's great. So that's really fantastic, right? And anyone else involved, if you would like to make some suggestions or recommendations, it's really, really welcome. You know, you could, I know you're all super busy, but if you have if you're interested in sharing, then let me know, because the way we're doing it, we can update these chapters over the next few months, and then maybe refine it a little bit before we put together a nice downloadable PDF booklet in time for the new year. Cool. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Great. Thank you very much, Connor, for that. One of the things that we've been working on for the last, 6 to 9 months is a award system for wetland centres. We are looking at the WELI, Wetland Link International Network, as a whole. So this will be for everybody as part of the WELI network, including MBP members, but it will be global. So what we're planning to do is create something which recognises good practice for people running wetland centres, and we hope will serve to raise visibility of what people are doing and start to help people to improve, I guess, some of what they are up to. So the aims, I guess, of the whole thing, there are already several schemes out there. The one that you can see there is the Green Tourism Business Scheme. We have several different green tourism schemes in the UK, and I'm sure there must exist quite a few of these globally. So we want to replicate that, to try to do that for wetland centres. And the key things, I guess, that we want to do is really to give recognition to people that are doing great stuff. So we want to show, the best of wetland centres across the globe. In the first year, we're just going to look to find maybe 2 wetland centres per region. So this will be 12 wetland centres in all. But after that, once we've learned how it works and we're clear and sure about our ability to do it, we will open it up to a wider audience. This should provide better visibility for wetland centres that win the award. So they'll be able to use that for local and national media. And we'll also have a recognition on the WELI website as well, so that they can show what they're doing for that. We hope that by having this award, it will attract partners and funding wherever you are. So you can talk to funders or partners to say that you won this and that what you're doing is good quality. We are aiming to have something which is maybe done every 3 years, we think, and it will have different levels. So there'll be the basic Star Award for wetland centres, but we will have a bronze, silver and gold award. So if you get the regular award or you get the bronze award, you can reapply to show how you've improved and maybe improve the status of your award. And we hope that by going through the process, it will give people an understanding of the different things they could be doing and how they can kind of do their own assessment of their wetland centres as well. So we assume that will be something that will be helpful. You can see here the SAR award, which was the design was then made up by our Philippines colleagues who work on a wetland centre over there. And what we thought was that this would recognise different elements of what people do at wetland centres. So each star point, I guess, is a different thing. You can see for the logos that are on here, there's a microscope representing monitoring and research, and that will include things like citizen science or work you're doing with schools, for example. It could include something like the BioWet scheme. The built environment, obviously, different centres have different levels of built environment. Some have, big buildings with cafes and restaurants and things. Most of them have things like boardwalks and signage and hides, bird hides. So we will assess that too. A crucial thing then is for people and the CIPA, so the communication, education, participation and awareness activities that people are doing on site. And finally, the biodiversity and ecosystem work that they're doing, so how they manage the wildlife that they're doing on site. As I mentioned, we're going for the gold, silver and bronze, and this has all been overseen by a working group of people from wetland centres representing each continent. We have Patrick Lourget, who is our colleague from Remechen in Luxembourg, representing Europe, and David Musingo from Uganda, Wetland Education Centres Group down in Southern Africa, and then other representatives from the other regions as well. So we have a good spread of people and we hope that this will be applicable generally across the board for people. We hope, be an ongoing scheme. So what we hope is that we will do the first scheme this year. We will launch it in about couple of months. So we're aiming, I think, to launch it probably on World Wetlands Day, to close the applications in say March or April, and then to announce it next summertime. What we're aiming for is the next Ramsar Conference of the Parties to launch it, to launch the winners. And we think that that's happening at the end of next year, so the end of 2022. So how can you apply for this? Once it's open and online, you will be able to do it through the WELI website. So we have a form. It is quite detailed because we really want to know what you're doing. We are offering the opportunity to kind of upload documents and pictures just to really share what you're up to and show the good practice that you are involved in. We will then use our panel, our group of experts, to score each of those. And we have this long list of criteria that we hope will really tell us, which centres are doing good things. It's not necessarily going to be weighted towards the big centres. You don't have to have a great big centre or building or millions of people coming through. You could be a relatively small site, as long as you're doing good and effective CEPA and engagement work with people on site. What we're going to do is do it in French, English, and Spanish. So we're using the key Ramsar languages to do that. And we hope that that will kind of get a broad range of people from across the globe to apply for that. So that's a brief kind of overview of what we're aiming to do. We're very happy to take any questions or comments. If there's anything that you think we haven't considered, or maybe you'd like to see us include, then let us know. But we hope that some of you will apply for that. And we look forward to having this new scheme to celebrate what wetland centres do and what they do so well.